I had to turn that weak lo-fi music off, man. What I need to do to get one of y'all to make me a theme song. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still messing around with my production and everything. And hey, man, I'm learning in like out loud, pretty much. What's going on, man? How was your past weekends? And how was your family? You know, start with that. So we just start talking about everybody else's business. Trying to take this thing on better down. Okay. That's why you gotta know your equipment. Stuff ain't never true. Nothing ever been truer. So tonight we're gonna talk about um Larsa Pippen. We're gonna talk about just a wide variety of things that's still in the news over the last couple of weeks. Cause man, we got to get back to just doing stuff that makes sense. You know, like people been arguing for a long time about stuff they can't change. Ain't nobody got no solutions. I just want to get back to chopping it up, you know. But I want to chop it up with cool people, and you can't do that when you're in your feelings. So to all the people that's still in their feelings, I hope y'all, you know what I'm saying, figure that out. But you got to do the work for yourself, and I don't think nobody disagree with that. Right now, the reasonable people kick it over here, and it's only a matter of time before you know this platform goes the distance because you guys make it relevant. So most of the people that we on social media with, we've been on the same wavelength for a long time, and we talk about solving problems all the time, right? We respect people when they got a certain uh, skill set. We respect the understanding. We, we give it value by proving it to be right or wrong. And then over a scale of time and a frequency, you got to look at I started here. Like you see those memes that say, like this is how it started, and this is how it's going. You know, like we watching that in real time, just laughing at it. But that's somebody's life too, And if the conversations we still having now are as childish as they were, I'm saying 10 years ago, 12 years ago, whenever Facebook came about, um, like we're not using it the right way. So at least let's just have a conversation where we could just laugh about everything that we know to be foolish and try to get a lesson out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why like comedy works so well. Because if you can laugh about a real situation and put it in perspective, give you a chance to just try to deal with the demons of it. But man, come on! At this stage now, everything is kind of like I won't say all self inflicted, but the majority of it just starts with you. Just period. Whatever it is that you're moving like, you're gonna attract the same thing. So that's part of it too. Now how you get handled in that when you are not, carrying yourself a certain type of way, that's just par for the course. You know what I'm saying? It's the cost of doing business when you're not paying attention. So with that being said, there's people that absolutely pay attention. They looking to run your pockets, man. Like that's just what it is. And they look and account, you know, what you're doing as some form of measurement to how far they need to go. People are competing with you at all times. Whether you want to accept it or not, you can go through life and believe that nobody's paying you any attention, but somebody's always paying you some attention because you somebody's measuring stick. So we just got to figure out, hey man, how can we do some healthy competition? Some some things that actually amount to, like positive outcomes. So, and I don't think it's that hard to do when you got reasonable people. So reasonable people understand that this whole, like, as far as the cover is concerned, I got Larsa Pippen on there with MJ's son. Um, I don't even know his name, but the the fact that there's a romantic situation going on, right? I have a tough time, like processing that. Like, yeah, I can see how that can happen. I it don't compute for me. You know what I'm saying? For some other people, that's their business or whatever. But like, um, it's just weird. It's real weird. I'm gonna find a clip real quick so I can bring people up to speed on who is Larsa Pippen and what's going on with Larsa Pippen. Because this goes into a whole different type of conversation too. Where what's causing our young men to choose what they choose? Okay, let's see here. That's 14 minutes. I don't think we need to watch that much of it. I want to just find some just real quick to get you the down and dirty. I think these pictures will do for now. All right, so hang on. So we ain't got to worry about doing too much searching. All right. For reference, Michael Jordan's son is now dating Michael's close former teammate, Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, Larsa Pippen. She is 48. He is 32. Hmm. Um, I know it ain't, what I'm saying, anybody's, business about their business, but we're talking about, I'm trying to figure out why, um, like certain people make certain choices. And when you start getting down into, like why people choose who they choose, what I'm saying? Like, it baffles you, right? And it ain't for us to judge, but it's just for us to understand how easy it is for us to have made the same mistakes or decisions. Because, like, we've been on both sides of everything at this stage in life. There's no way in the world you can live to be in your 40s or even just a certain chunk of life and not take no L's. It's unrealistic. I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know you was getting played until you got played. You didn't know you was getting abused until you had the right words to describe it. But once you had a different understanding and you made the decision you made after you had the different understanding is really, what I'm saying, the best thing that you can come out with. Like when they say the best apology is change behavior, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you got new information and you was moving a certain type of way and then the information changed the way you move, then what I'm saying, then that's information being applied actively to get a result. So, like when people say that the dating pool has pee in it, and then you see situations like that, you start to understand like the imagery in the world that what I'm saying may be very discouraging to people because it's hard to trust. And I don't know if that is a trustworthy representation. Man, I don't know a guy that could do that. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but the manner in which it happens is always wise. Why it catches our attention. You know what I'm saying? Because even when he was talking about Nick Cannon and him, what I'm saying, and where he had his kids and who he had them with, they focused on one aspect of it, not the fact that the other women knew that they was gonna get the same situation too. But on this, Haven't we just not? What else? We talked about like every week there's a different conversation about the same types of choices being made. Not the people. I don't really want to focus on the people, but there's a reason that the behavior happens that way. And and I just believe that it's a sexually undisciplined, you know what I'm saying, mindset. Like you just can't hear no facts. Ain't nobody finna tell you to, you know what I'm saying, the right words to say. You can't hear them. You focus on the wrong thing. Yeah, when they say you thinking with the wrong head and stuff, I know I drive this point home a lot, but I'm telling you, like if you just look at the way that certain, look at the decision making, look at the way that they assess things around them. Some of them don't read the room. They there for one purpose, and they are in a mode. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even, and it's bigger than just not not having that discernment. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's just driving them. Because after you know what can happen to you, after you know that uh, access to your purpose and you know what I'm saying is it goes through a woman one way or another, whether you come out of one or you go into another one. If you don't respect your powers, then you're gonna have a tough time finding somebody that is gonna respect yours. Just what it is, man. Like you're gonna always attract somebody that can manipulate you. And I keep seeing these emotionally submissive men pursuing this this image. It's just all aesthetics. And it's just the same thing over and over again. And then people still acting surprised. And they can call them ratchet and all that other stuff. Yeah, yeah, that's definite. But we talking about this is a behavior that ain't got nothing to do with how ratchet you are. Cause stray cats, they fuck too. So human beings out here doing some low frequency stuff for free to each other and costing each other a lot of time, money, and a lot of disruption for just chaos. Man, like we already know how how much more of an obstacle that situation can be for an average person. Because I don't want people to get into the comparing themselves to athletes and resources and stuff. He gonna get handled the same way, but it's gonna be on a different scale. And however get handled, get handled. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, he got the right legal representation because he gonna need it. I think everybody knows that he gonna need it. But you shouldn't be 40 some years old in a situation like that. If you're gonna make that kind of mistake, he doing it at the age where those mistakes get made. Well, where those decisions get made, because it could turn out to be something great. You know what I'm saying? Because all you know is that the wrong people put you at risk. When you are the one that put yourself in position to go achieve, you know what I'm saying, different levels of success like he has, then you responsible for protecting it too. So then when you go back and look over this situation with, you know, Larsa Pippen, like it's can you really like yeah, you can blame the dude. I get it. You can. I mean, she's 32. I mean, they all adults and people got a right to choose whatever they choose. But there's a level of submissiveness that a man has to, you know what I'm saying, maintain in order to be with somebody that's probably way more experienced. I mean, you're 16 years younger than her. She was married to your dad teammate. I don't know, man. Like it looks how it looks is how it looks. You know what I'm saying? But what makes somebody choose that when they got whatever options they got? Just look weird. A lot of things look weird to people that um, pretty much share the same like mindedness over here. But what would you like? I want to hear some feedback from y'all, man. Like, What would you tell your son in if you had a son in a similar situation? Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask this. Put it up here. What would you tell your son? Well, I'm about to add you right now, Didi. Hang on. I'm send you this link real quick. I got you. Mm. Oh man, they go Antoine.
Am I in?
Ladies and gentlemen, is the other artist Christopher.
There you go. There you go. Let me get. I'm looking kind of dark. That's because my only have settings. There you go.
Oh man.
What are we chit chatting about? What are we chit chatting about?
Okay. So, I brought up Larsa Pippen, right? Did you do any quick research on it? Like I know you could look.
Which one?
Hey, Larsa Pippen.
Oh yeah, I looked the minute you told me about that. That's
Yeah.
sad. That's just there's
What
some
what what do you think about that?
there's some lines you don't cross as a man. You don't cross some lines. Those lines you don't cross. And having those lines, having those like that's just even though you're mad at your boy and all this, just some lines you don't cross. You go that's below the belt. And you only he knows he's only playing with it. It's not like he's gonna have to get serious about it. I mean, she's got kids. She's over the hill. I mean, what are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with it? I mean,
Man.
you could. I mean, it's nice to prance around with it and show everybody I got so and so's wife and I'm smashing this. But at the end of the day,
Yeah. Oh man, he muted himself.
but at the end of the day, what are you gonna do with it? Absolutely nothing. You're gonna have fun, and I don't blame him for having fun. But I wouldn't have fun with that because that's like your father's playmate friend on the same team, and it's too close to home. You got to have some kind of like code, like you say.
Come on, look at you. Look, you've
Yeah,
been
it's true. You got to just like you don't date your friend's ex-girlfriends. You
no.
know,
You
you
just
don't
don't.
do that either. And I think he crossed the line with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate that he can feel comfortable enough to do that.
What would you tell your son if you had a son in this situation? What would you tell him?
I would honestly tell him, don't embarrass me like that. I'd appreciate it if I'd appreciate you're my son, so I'd hope I raised you better. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I'd
That,
hope
that that's preventative. I got it. But
yeah.
what if he got in the situation either and you could nothing you told him prevented him from making this choice?
Well, first of all, I'd call her too. I'd go, why are you rocking the cradle? Right? I mean, I'd put her in a check. At least give him, because that would make him come back and talk to me why I talked to her if he's not talking to me. So I would definitely pick up the phone and call her and say, like, well, what's the deal? Like, there's nothing you can offer my son that he wants besides sex. Like, what is the deal? What are you getting out of it? Because you ain't getting closer to me, right? And I'm not gonna invest in my son so you can trickle the money to you because the only thing I can see out of this is sex and money and notoriety.
And see, you'll be able to say, "Hey, look, I've seen this play already.
Yeah,
I've seen this happen. I know this does not turn out good. So like,
but I think women like her do things to be relevant, to stay relevant.
but I guess I want the focus to be more so on like, what do you tell a young man to look out for in a situation like that? I know you can get, what I'm saying, all the way down into the weeds of it, right? But there's a reason why certain men are attracted to certain, what I'm saying, types of women, right? Because all men are not attracted to the same type of woman. Like, and most men are going to choose a woman that has a behavior that reflects his own. If
But
he's smart,
but would you really call that an attraction or just a
it
play?
has, here's the reason I say that, right? You're not going to see violent people with people that are peaceful. because you go where you're safe. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You socialize around people that don't embarrass you, that don't put you in a defensive place, right?
Right.
So when you think about that, certain people are attracted to people that are doing uh, behaviors that are not like the others. You see what I'm saying? Like somebody's more conservative and somebody's more, you know what I'm saying, spontaneous, right? There's a certain characteristic for a certain type of personality, right? But if you raise your son with, you know what I'm saying, that hand that you're describing, he's less likely to be interested in any type of woman like that for a long-term relationship, would you say?
I would agree with that.
Okay, that's my point. So like when you start thinking about the households that produce the young men that go pursue, you know what I'm saying, those types of women, that has to be taken into account also, would you say?
No, because I would say if I'm in that frame of mind and I want to sample the goods, I'm gonna have fun. I'm rich. I got notoriety. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna be listen. It's not like he's on the basketball court making a name for himself. He's really not really known besides Michael Jordan. That's his claim to fame. I'm Michael Jordan's son. So it's not like he has his own personality out there that people know me for something great. And listen, not for anything. It's not like she ugly. And
No,
if
she's not ugly.
so for him, I'm gonna be coming. I'm gonna get into the public eye. I'm gonna be the talk of the town. People are gonna use my name, and I'm gonna actually have fun with it, right? And if it's her, I'm an older woman. I look good. I'm rocking the cradle. I get younger men. Actually looking good. You get to take pictures of me on a beach with him. Look at what I can rock. So I'm still looking good. That's gonna give you some kind of like reward as a woman, um, that boosts your ego. And I think that they're both serving each other a purpose.
Yeah, oh, it's completely transactional. It's not
Yeah,
a.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
definitely not a
It's
long
not
term.
like we we love each other.
I
There's
mean,
no love there.
and look, by all means, and in no way are we trying to say, you know what I'm saying, it is not gonna work, or not wish it will or something like that. But we talking about we've seen relationships like this, and the probability of them working out is hit or miss significantly, like just like any other relationship.
I mean, but it's very clear it's not going to
It's yeah,
work.
but it's so public, like.
Yeah, but it's very clear it's not going to work.
Mm.
I mean, you don't have to. We don't have to discuss that. It's so clear. It's not there to work. It's there to, it's there to be relevant.
Yeah,
It's there to keep them in the spotlight. It's not there to work.
you know what, I agree with that because
And I think everybody knows that.
yeah, yeah, and that's the nuts and bolts of it. It's a popular relationship to pay attention to.
Exactly. And it's and I'd even go as far as to say like Kim Kardashian's relationship with Kanye was all staged as well. It's a perfect mix. It's a perfect combination, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
And it served the purpose. He got the loan that he needed to do what he needed to do with his money when supposedly he was broke or whatever, and she
yeah,
invested in him, and she served the purpose. But at the end of the day, women like Kim aren't meant to be tied down longevity. I'm this guy. I'm gonna grow old with you. I look at Kim like I look at what's her name, Sophia Loren. I mean, have my kids and single and die alone.
oh, man.
Did Sophia Loren pass away alone? She didn't have any ties.
Yeah, yeah.
She had, I mean, I think she had a significant other, or maybe a husband by name and by paper, but
Mhm,
it's not like oh, honey, I'm gonna miss you. This is a legacy. It's
mhm,
like Tina Turner. I look at her like Tina Turner. The same
mhm.
way. It's not. These aren't. It's not the real world, right? I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
There ain't a man on this earth that wouldn't want to look at what Pete. Look what she did with Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson is Michael Jordan's son. She
Mhm.
had fun. He had fun, and I don't blame him. I would have tapped that too. Are you kidding me, Kim Kardashian? Imagine that having that on your resume. What other woman's not gonna see what wanna gonna not? What other woman's not gonna want to see what you packing, knowing you've been with Kim?
Oh man,
And Kim already got a tape out there explaining herself, and we
you,
know how she like it.
you know, like when I listen to what you're saying, I can see, like how low of a frequency some people, you know what I'm saying, think on when they when they're looking to just knock something off. You know what I'm saying? Like, or just be seen. Like how, because like just to be seen is a shallow thing. Any, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing it for, I guess, a transactional reason. You know, like you said, it's not built to last. It's just built to show.
Yeah.
So it's just trendy.
But Kim's life is the public. Kim doesn't have a private life. She doesn't
No,
want
at
a private.
all.
Kim's
So
life
yeah,
is the public eye. Does
so
she
yeah,
ever?
like you can't get with a woman like that and then expect a degree of privacy. You know what I'm saying?
But
Because
men are getting with her. Men are getting with her to sample the goods. They're not getting with her to put a ring on it. Why would you? Like, you can't bring that home to mother. It's not like you're gonna have that deep conversation with Kim and she's gonna be heavily in love with. She's had her kids. She's got more money than you and I can ever probably spend. For her to, no billionaire is gonna want that because they're gonna look at the billionaire and go, "That's the best you can do." Like, I mean, I just can't see it. No, she's not meant to be taken serious because that would mean she'd have to be out of the public eye.
hmm, would you say that people that move that way are uh, sexually disciplined or sexually undisciplined?
Well, they're sexually undisciplined. That's why they move that way. If they were sexually disciplined, they'd want to find that one guy. If they were really sexually disciplined, Kim would have tried to make it work honestly 100% with Kanye. If she was really really that about that life.
Hmm. So how does that situation look in comparison to the Larsa Pippen? Because I want us to focus on like just the aesthetics of it.
Okay, so I would say, what is it?
Larsa.
Larsa Pippen. Michael Jordan's son is Pete Davidson to Kim Kardashian. That's how I look at it, and
Hmm.
it made her relevant, kept her in the eye, and it's gonna fade away like everything else because he's gonna get serious about his life. He's gonna want. I don't know if he has kids, but he's gonna want. I think he's gonna want kids. I don't think he's gonna want to be one of these gigolos like what's his name that has 8 kids all over the place.
Uh,
Um, what's his name? Man? That guy.
you talking about Nick Cannon? I think he got
Yeah,
like.
I don't think he's gonna want to be a Nick Cannon,
I
and
think he got
she
like.
can't. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, she can't exactly. It's like I said. Zion's girl is Brittany Renner.
Hmm.
She did the same thing Brittany Renner did. She secured the bag. So that's their life. But I mean, Brittany Renner will never see happiness, internal happiness. She'll see financial happiness, but she's not going to see internal happiness.
Hmm.
You know, I don't think any woman wants that title.
Man, I um I think you just got a finite time and a gap where you can, like uh have the outcome that you want. You know what I'm saying? And some people trying to live their last hurrahs, and some folks are just taking theirs early on. And I think people peak at different times, and not because of looks or whatever. It's more so about understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Because you move differently when you know something differently. Um, and so like when you start knowing a little bit differently, you start thinking about what you used to fill your space with, like the times where you were not really working on your craft, or doing, saying, the thing that's important to you, or passion, right? What was occupying that space and keeping you from it? And then you balance that with what you're doing in the present, because you're still the same person, right? You just stop entertaining certain people, right?
You see, the only time Kim thinks about Kim is when she puts her head down at night and nobody's around to give her to flash that camera, right?
Mhm.
And her thoughts are, what did I do that's bad today? That, oh, that one's gonna come back to me. That's her worries, right? Because everything, the only Kim's deeds are gonna come into fruition with her kids.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna happen with her. It's gonna come into fruition with her kids, and she's gonna see her outcomes with her kids. That's how it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen with her.
You
She
can
is
you
a friend.
Can you see the banner?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's true. I always have to look at that. I got to get better at that. Brittany Renner is regretting her decisions as we speak because men don't take seriously. No, I'll say this is what I say with Brittany. Brittany has to play that game if she wants to secure a man. You got to play the innocent game and the sad game because no man gonna take you serious if you're okay with it. Brittany Renner has to play that if she wants to get a man. You can't play this flamboyant girl that's out there and hoeing it out and then expect a man to come along. But if you play the regret, I'm sorry I did what I did, there's going to be some man that's going to give that empathy. And there's going to be some man that falls for it, however brief. However brief,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
She has to play that card if she wants to get a man. She can't play the card of, yeah, that was great. I recommend all girls doing it. But then after she messes up once in a while and she's twerking in a club, and it's like, oh, so you really are like that. And then she'll come out and play the victim card of I was
You you
wrong.
you seen this this song and dance a couple times, huh?
Yeah, because I don't listen. Brittany Renner made it clear she wants to secure the bag, which she did. Kim Kardashian said, listen, the sex tape is out there. I got to roll with it now. And if I know I can cash in on it, I'm going to cash in on it.
Oh man, hey, welcome to the show, Drew. I saw your face backstage when you looked up to see who was up here. Brought the infamous Antoine over. Since like I was waiting on you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
nice
what's up, fellas? How y'all
nice
doing,
to
man?
meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
Yep.
So
I really think that Kim doesn't have it bad. She don't care. She's laughing all the way to the bank. I mean, she's laughing all the way to the bank. The time that Kim's gonna hurt really bad is when she gets that line across her face that she can't squeeze straight. When she's not relevant, then she's gonna go with her daughter. She's gonna start hanging out with her daughter and be that mother friend. And then her daughter's highlights are gonna be her highlights till she fades away. Yeah, right. And then she's gonna play the wow. What's Kim up to? Where has she been? What is she doing? Right. That's how it's gonna be.
I feel like I'm like sitting desk side with you, like while you writing, what I'm saying, a script for alternative ending. Like
listen. If she don't commit suicide, I'll be shocked too.
oh my god. Oh man. All right.
Dude, what do you dude? This woman doesn't want to grow old. You think she's doing all what she's doing to stay relevant because she can sit alone with herself in a room? Are you guys serious? You think Kim could sit alone in a room by herself and just watch TV?
I don't think about her at all like that. So
Not here for none. She's not here to sit in a room and watch TV by herself.
Exactly.
She ain't here for that.
I know what you're saying though. Like
Yeah.
but because no matter how famous you are, at some point you want your life to be a little bit more simplified and a little bit more predictable. That's like one of the things that you could tell. Like you could tell some people don't care about getting old. It's not even on the plan. They're like, I'm here.
Dude, she doesn't know how to get old. She doesn't know how to get old. She doesn't know how to grow old gracefully. That's for people that have morals and values. Kim can't grow old. What? Grow old? Are you kidding? After I get a certain age, I'm bouncing off my kids. Hey,
what's up, Chloe? Chloe don't even. She's like, I want to get on here too. Man, hey, we were talking about Larsa Pippen and yeah, and I wanted to be about that. Just off that, we talk about who gets who. I'm saying, the type of attraction that is. Like I know it, as a young man, it was always a fetish to go after an older woman because that's why it was like checking the block. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see it as, and it's just willing to risk it.
But wouldn't you want to try an older woman just to have a sample, just to put that in?
That's why I say I think it's par for the course.
I think. Listen, when I was younger, I wanted to try each country, but that was when I was younger. But I did want to try an older woman. Come on, you want to know what they're packing. There's some of them that look really good.
Yeah,
right. Kim's the most probably sought after MILF. Are you kidding me? Kim Kardashian? Think about it. Hey, Antoine, let's go out for dinner. When? Like when? Are you kidding me?
Oh
Honey,
man, that's why it's so funny because like that's why I say, man, we've been on both sides of everything. So like, yeah, you could look at the behavior, you could look at the people, you could talk about the details about their life all you want to, but just look at the behavior, just focus on that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's a reason, yeah, like you hear people say when you became an adult, you put away childish things, right? That like everybody knows what that means, even if they don't know it verbatim. But it just goes to show you what type of plan we used to do. we, you're playing some dangerous games, man. Like there's nothing that I don't want to see the outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain places where you make certain decisions, right?
yeah.
That's all about situational awareness. It's clear that there's some opportunities that they both are looking at. You know what I'm saying? But what is the risk?
But I mean, there is no risk at her level, though. She's at the top of the top.
Yeah, for her, and I'm talking about the young man.
What risk is it for him? Are you kidding? He has guys looking up to him saying, "God damn, he hitting that!" Like, are you serious?
We're talking about Larsa Pippen, right?
I am talking about him.
Okay. Yeah,
Dude,
so like
average. She's not the average 50-year-old.
no.
Okay, so if she's not the average 50-year-old, you don't think guys are looking and going like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I say it's a notch.
Right, but what does his mama think?
Okay. First of all, you really think his mom was even thinking about a 32-year-old son? What was the last time you really think that?
Oh, yes. Mamas care about their son, their first son.
What? Hey, mama, listen. The mama's like she knows exactly the arrangement.
No, she don't. No. Mama ain't with. I'm 42 years old.
I'm 44.
Like, if I showed up with a 65-year-old woman, his mama and my mama gonna have something to say about it.
No, but the thing is, I don't think he's putting that in he's showing up to his mama's house with her. This is him doing his thing.
Yeah, but his mama got the internet.
They already ate there anyway.
Yeah,
they was teammates.
They already made acquaintance.
They already like uncles by relation.
Right. She remember him.
It's like
he was in the first grade.
But the mama could do. What can she do? Nothing. Not a thing. So what does he care? Mama can't do a thing. Mama's saying you're a 32-year-old man. You make your bed, you lie in it. But you know what? I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it.
Nobody is. The only person proud of it is Larsa Pippen.
He's supposed to be proud of it.
She's the only one that's proud of it. She is a despicable person, man. She is a scumbag.
Wait, so let me ask you this. Do you think if she was wait a minute, why is she a scumbag? I'm just curious. If it wasn't Michael Jordan's son and it was just a regular guy that's 32, would she be a scumbag?
Yeah, no. That's the part that is Michael Jordan's son makes her a scumbag.
Okay. So it's her situation of who it is, right? Okay, I'm not speaking on that. I'm not speaking.
It's not enough degrees of separation for her to be doing what she's doing.
But look how much we're talking about.
Hey, you're dating your teammates, your husband's teammates' kid. They just had a whole documentary about y'all a couple years ago.
Well, she's relevant, right?
You gonna roll in with his son?
So she's relevant, right? She's relevant.
She's relevant to somebody.
No, she's relevant because we all talking about it.
Right, so she's relevant to somebody. I think she's a scumbag.
She is, but she doesn't care about that. She's relevant.
Oh yeah, we know she don't care. But
yeah, because she wants to be in that spotlight. Listen, look how good Steph Curry's wife has it, right? When she was not being recognized, she came out and said some stupid comments that made her relevant, right? Because it brought her in the spotlight. Like, you got Steph Curry, and you talking about other men aren't looking at you like that. Like, you got Steph Curry, right? So the desire of wanting to be relevant is important to these people that live on that level.
around for 40 years.
What?
Like she been around for 30 years.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of Larsa. Larsa
yeah,
till
yeah.
this.
Like she watched him grow up. Like it's
Yeah,
like
but I've
like
never
she
even heard
was
of
a
him till
teacher.
this.
It was like imagine a teacher, which this does happen anyway. A teacher seeing a kid get enrolled in kindergarten, and then she there to hump him after he graduate college.
Jordan showed up to the 30 for 30 premiere with Scottie Pippen 35-year-old daughter. How we feel about that?
Yeah. What if Jordan just showed up with Pippen's daughter? That'd be crazy.
He showed up with Larsa Pippen's niece. Like, what if he just showed up with her? We still cool? We still good? We still come on, man.
We wouldn't. I'm not saying the act. I'm not saying the act is good. I'm just saying I understand why she's doing it because we're talking about her and she needs to be relevant. Because other than that, she will not be relevant. She'll just go away and fade away. She doesn't want that.
But relevancy is multi. It's a few steps you got to get there. Being talked about is just one part of being relevant, right? Okay, so we talking about her. Okay, what you gonna build on us calling you a scumbag?
Listen, she's gonna get money out of this. She's gonna get money. The people are gonna want to interview her, talk about her. She's gonna. I'm telling you, she's
been interviewed. It's only a few. You ain't got but a few stories to tell.
Yeah, like you don't get. You don't
sign the NDA for Future. You can't even talk about that. We ain't heard her mention Future name one time because he got paperwork on him. But you can't even talk about that.
But
she was already fucking rappers.
But Andrew, some people need that buzz, that feed, that drug. Some people need it.
But sometimes you go from trying to be relevant to hustling backwards. You went from Scottie Pippen to Future,
right?
From Future to Michael Jordan's son. You going down the ladder. So next week it'll be Craig Hodges' son. And then she might go find BJ. She might go find BJ Armstrong.
Cliff Levingston. Scott Williams. Ron Harper.
Oh man.
Anybody children can get it if Scotty
get it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Will Purdue. Oh man.
It's crazy.
What's up,
It's crazy.
But
how
but
you
look at the little boo-boo.
You can't I don't see how she builds on people talking about her at this point.
Watch.
Yeah, you got a little buzz in the street.
There you go.
How do you turn this into it's not a successful business model, man. You're gonna have to do something every week.
She's just an old Brittany Renner.
Your time is ticking, but see, what we really should be talking about is how she failed, right? We talking about everything, but except about how she failed, right? How long was her and Scottie Pippen married?
That's a good question.
Long
that is a good. Well, let's just say this. Listen, her biggest mistake. I don't know the situation between her and Scottie Pippen, but her biggest mistake was leaving Scottie Pippen. I don't know what he was doing to her. But that when you're in a marriage like that, it's best to stay in.
It's the way you leave. You can leave, but how did you leave?
Exactly.
If you ain't left with nothing but that last name, that's how you end up dating Michael Jordan's kid. Because if you had your stuff together while you was married to him, and you had set yourself up a certain way, you wouldn't be talking to Michael Jordan.
She was living. She take half during the divorce. She got a lot.
She got a lot of money too. Yeah,
it don't mean nothing.
It don't mean nothing though, because like
you can. There you go.
Might have that might just offset.
There you go. There you go. And what's a lot of money? How much?
Okay, but I'd like to say I'm sure she's comfortable. I'm sure she's not needs a 9-to-5 job.
I don't think she is. I think she is.
I think she. I can only speculate, but I think she's comfortable. I'm pretty sure.
Something to me too that why ain't no other old ass NBA players trying to bust her down? that also says something too.
Come
How
on,
you
man.
just
No,
jump all the way out that lane?
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
All the
whoa.
way out that lane.
Come on,
You
Andrew.
mean to
If you're,
tell me Dale Ellis ain't want to see what was up? Sean
Andrew,
Elliott
Andrew,
ain't
if
none
you're
of
a
them want to see what was going on.
Andrew, let's be real. If you're a rich
Chris
old
Chris
NBA player,
Chris Webb ain't want to see what's going on with it.
Mark Price,
Right.
no.
Gerald
Because
Wilkins.
if you're over, if you're
Gerald,
those
now
guys,
you can't tell me Gerald don't want to beat. Gerald Wilkins want to beat.
but you guys got to understand. If you're an older NBA player and you're single, you're going for younger, hotter, and fresher. You're not going for that. You're not going for yesterday's newspaper. You're going for something younger, hotter, and fresher.
I think
you can afford it.
That's what Drew was saying pretty much. That's
You can
why
afford it.
her selection ain't what it is. Like she went
She don't have that so much.
after you go from people that refer to him as the greatest sidekick ever to the sidekick, man.
Side piece ever. You was married to the best sidekick ever, and you out here being the worst side piece ever.
All you can do is be a side piece.
That's it. That's it. Because your stock is so low, but you didn't help your stock.
You didn't help your stock.
You can't go from Scottie Pippen to Future, right? That okay, back to your relevancy point. She was hot for a second because of that.
Right.
Right? After that, we didn't talk about Larsa Pippen again until Michael Jordan Jr. showed up.
Exactly.
That's what it's gonna be. So now you're 50 or in your 50s. You ain't got but so many meat hops left.
So exactly.
Ain't but so many left.
Exactly.
That's why I say Shorty ain't comfortable, right? Because if you was comfortable, you'd be somewhere being comfortable.
Right.
She doesn't want to be comfortable. She wants to be relevant. She doesn't want to be comfortable. She wants to be relevant.
Yeah, and look, to be relevant, the best way to do it is be sexually undisciplined.
Right.
You can be relevant and comfortable at the same time.
You can do
right.
both.
Because if you had a bag to be comfortable with, you'd be trying to sell me something.
I'm pretty sure, dude. I'm pretty sure she's worth over 10 million.
Yeah, she worth 14 million according to what.
Okay, 14 million. You're good. She's good. She's good.
Her actions don't say she worth $14 million, man.
Okay, I mean, listen. If the internet, I can only go what the internet says. If it says her network,
that's how we go. Because I don't see none of the other bad women her age with money playing this way. Ain't none of them playing this way.
Listen, we can only go off that. But if she's got 14 million, she ain't looking to settle down anytime soon. She's gonna have fun.
If she got $14 million and she dating Michael Jordan Jr., she's a fool.
Why?
She's a fool.
Why? I just to be relevant. We're talking about her. She's out there. It's not a money thing.
Because he might be worth $300K.
Yeah. I think he just took a notch off his
that nigga ain't got no heart.
Yeah, it's definitely
inheritance.
This situation here is a hunting expedition. That's all it is. That like we know that. Which I'm saying that because somebody just having fun and somebody need attention.
Michael Jordan Jr. is just having fun. The other person needs therapy.
Yeah.
The other person needs therapy. Now, what I will say is this. I figure, hey, you can just come out and tell us. It's cool. You can tell us Scottie took you down through there. I assume he did.
Yeah.
Them niggas won 72. Them niggas won 72 games. Hey, Scottie was
still
outside.
mad at Jordan.
Come on, right. Come on. Because Michael Jordan in the locker room talking about, yeah, nigga, my women better than yours too.
He's still throwing Mike assists.
It's beef all day long. So you know what I'm saying? We understand that you out here trying to get your lick back, right?
Yeah.
But the way you swing, your punches are trash. Like the way you swing, and you ain't gonna never get your lick back. Because if I'm Scottie Pippen, you can't make me mad with Michael Jordan's son.
If you're Scottie Pippen, first of all, I don't know what that beef between him and Jordan should have ended a long time ago. But both of them, I guess, have their ways. But if you're Scottie Pippen, right, and you know your wife is making a fool out of herself, ex-wife, sorry, is making a fool out of yourself like that, she's actually doing you a favor because you're looking good.
Yeah,
Scottie Pippen he don't have to say nothing.
He ain't got to say nothing.
He don't got to say nothing.
You know?
But he hurt too, which is why he running around saying Jordan wasn't shit. So that's like,
so
it hurt him. So every time Jordan Jr. show up with his girl, he got Michael Jordan. He lose another GOAT letter. Like he wasn't that good now. Like yeah, he was that's what Scottie Pippen doing now. Like yeah, Michael Jordan was cool. He was cool. He was all right. Like nah, dog, come on, man.
He was just all right.
We can't let you go with that one, Scottie. We saw you sign that contract.
Yep.
No, we can't do
that in his career, but yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna move on to another part right here, and then we'll continue the discussion. Let me get y'all opinion on this. Let's see here.
You know,
yeah. He bought it for, I think it was 180, something like that.
Can't be 180 million.
Hey, fair use. Hey, shout out to Joe Budden Podcast, dropping his nugget of information out here.
I've missed it from the beginning. I just
3 years ago.
3.3.
Y'all want to talk to me about Michael Jordan selling his stake in the team, allegedly? $3 billion. Well, no, not allegedly, he did.
Congrats. Yeah. He bought it for, I think it was 180, something like that. Can't be
180 million?
Yeah.
13 years ago.
3.3.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice. And he still stays on, I think, as a minority percentage owner.
Okay. And then J. Cole stepped in and bought it, right? He did. J. Cole and someone else came in and I don't know what it's the whole $3 billion worth, but a small percentage, minority.
Salute. You gotta start somewhere,
absolutely.
damn it. Salute.
Hell yeah.
Niggas clown Hov when he had that little piece of a percent of the Nets. Salute. How many y'all on? What percent y'all on? That's why I said to everybody who was knocking that. Oh, it's only this cool. What percent you
But
on?
you notice that niggas give it up when they team ain't doing. How was the Hornets doing?
Not very good.
Okay.
All right. Here's another perspective.
Whoever.
Yep.
Okay, so actually Jordan makes $400 million a year from Jordan Brand, blah, blah, blah. I can see math is not everybody's strong suit, so I'm going to help you guys out. Michael Jordan, his Forbes evaluation is $2.1 billion. If he was making $400 million a year from selling Nikes outside of all his other investments, he would be worth a hell of a lot more than $2.1 billion. His evaluation took a hit when the Hornets lost their evaluation. Please understand what I'm saying. The vast majority of Michael Jordan's net worth is actually the ownership of the Hornets. And that goes for a ton of other billionaires, Jerry Jones, whoever. So let's just say Michael Jordan owns 66% of the Hornets. For easy math, that's 2/3 of the Hornets. They're selling for $3 billion. He's getting $2 billion, right? So $2 billion worth plus the $100 million from Nike, that's $2.1 billion. That's his evaluation. Now, enough of that math. Let's get real. 2 years ago, he made a terrible investment with Gabe Plotkin. By the way, that's a minority owner who's buying the damn Hornets. So he told Gabe, yo, go ahead and bet $500 million of my money. I got you. It was like a verbal IOU. And Plotkin went and put a ton of money into the stock market, somewhere around $4 billion, and they lost. But instead of going to Jordan and saying, give me that $500 million, Plotkin said, I don't got it. I don't have the $4 billion I just bet. So then this man right here, Ken Griffin from Citadel, worth $32 billion, the richest man in Chicago, bailed them out. So Griffin gives Plotkin about $4 billion. None of this is a secret. This was about 8 months after their bad bet. He buys them out and covers their ass. But then he wants his money. He's here to collect. So Plotkin owes him. So now Plotkin pays him. But now Jordan owes Plotkin. It's a trickle-down effect. And Jordan don't got the money. Jordan made a bad bet. So he's got to sell his team to cover the bet. So he's selling to the guy he owes the money to. He's selling to his bookie. Now here's the thing. Plotkin used to work for Griffin. These are two multi-billionaires from Chicago, and they just fleeced Jordan out of ownership, and they're taking his team from him. Jordan just lost his seat at the big kids table. He can go make his millions with Nike, and you guys can say what you want, but this is a man who got into a world he couldn't keep up in, the world of billionaires, and he lost out, and he's out of the game.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy, man.
But you know what? Honestly, let's just say how that happened was the way it happened, right? Because he's, like I said, we can only go off what we get on the internet. Is Jordan really losing out on anything, though? I mean, he got more money than money. It's just the deal that went wrong. That's all he's probably looking at it. There's no need for him to cry about it. He's got more money than his legacy is secured. He's got generational wealth. So honestly, it's like you messed it on a back. I mean, it's like you buying a big building, Vic, and you missed out because you could have gotten it at this and you got it at that. You sold it to cover some others, but you still got other buildings, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he lost out on that, but he's got Nike. He is a billionaire. I would cry about the deal, but I wouldn't cry about. I mean, it's okay. I lost.
You can't let the white boys push you out the paint like that.
What?
You being undisciplined with your gambling habits lost you to Charlotte Hornets.
So what does that have to do with the white boys? They did the right thing.
No, what he's saying is that Jordan fought to get into that space, that ownership space, and he was too risky with it and didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, but Jordan was always a gambler. That's no big secret.
And that's what we're talking about. Like we're just talking about like how like old habits take new shape. You know what I'm saying? When you don't deal with them. You know,
listen, a wolf but never loses its spots. I mean,
gambling with the next black man that want to buy a team too. Because look how you just.
He's talking about the precedence that's been set.
Come on, man.
It's like you fought to get into a position like that, and then you fumble. It was a fumble. It was definitely a bad bet, but.
Play, because if you really listen to what they said, it was a long play by the guy who eventually bought the team.
Mm-hmm.
He looked at Michael Jordan and saw weakness in it.
Yep, and he started lining up the field just like that show Billions. And I'm telling you, that's why, man. Look,
that's the right thing to do.
That's right for him.
Yeah,
right.
And if Michael Jordan is looking at, I guarantee you know who looking at that team. And how he lost it?
Say that again?
You know who paying attention to what just happened with Michael Jordan and his team?
Who?
LeBron James.
Oh, absolutely.
Why?
Because he the next one that's going to own the team.
He gonna do that better than Michael Jordan too.
Exactly.
Watch what I tell you.
Yeah.
He watching. Don't think
he's gonna learn from his
just watch that happen.
Yeah, I guarantee there's a conversation where people know every single detail, like the way it was broken down, you know, and somebody has a picture of what took place from start to finish that, you know what I'm saying, that created that. They make TV shows like this, you know what I'm saying? Like that show Billions.
Got that playbook. They all got that playbook.
There's a whole episode. That like one of the main things that Bobby was trying to purchase, Bobby Axelrod, you know what I'm saying, the character that's played by Damian Lewis in the show Billions, he was trying to maneuver his way to buy the New York Giants. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's an elite courtship. You know what I'm saying? Where people have to be like the owners have a different, you know what I'm saying, way of doing things because it's a prestigious position. You talking about people that go to Churchill Downs with $30 million horses. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They own teams. They own advertising, you know what I'm saying, and marketing. They are a funnel for money. Money finds them. So money is never going to be an issue, you know what I'm saying, for people that operate in that space. So I understand what you're saying. Yeah, like if you lose a team, the money is not the issue. We know you still got equity in a lot of these things, right? So nobody's talking about that part. We're talking about the fact that every time we talk about MJ, and when something's not working, it's got something to do with his gambling.
Yep. And he won't get help for that. He's got too much of an ego for that. He's got too much of an ego.
Way too much. He just too competitive. Like that. That's why I talk about like that. You know, the need to be right is dangerous. It's not just the need to be right. It's the need to be right is dangerous because it'll make you go further than what you really, you know what I'm saying, plan to go. Because if you got to be right, you're going to be willing to do anything, willing to say anything. And then you'll risk it all. Risk what you can afford to risk, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's sad the way some things just kind of play out and they keep coming back to the same thing, you know?
Get fleeced by somebody that look like you, dog.
Bro.
Because you gave up a spot. You gave them a spot back. That's how I look at it. You gave them a spot.
You had you got up out of your chair and you just
we
gave
got one less vote, and you just gave it to them.
Yeah,
We got one less vote,
and that's what we're talking about. Like you got to fight to get into a space that's already not easy.
Yeah,
you know
how you give it, and that's how you give it up.
Yep.
You selling that, you got to do like, I won't say no names. You got to do like the other people do and sell to one of yours.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like that, man. On a 500, you lost okay. You got paid for it or whatever, right? And that little part about what he get to stay on as a minority, whatever. Everybody that sells the business get that. That be a part of the contract.
They still got equity.
That don't be up to you. That be the other people saying, "Hey, you gonna stay here and show us how to run this company we just bought from you."
So somebody still got to vote you in there.
So you weren't going. That's a formality in most cases. You sell a team, you gonna stay there for the next however long y'all agree to in the contract to show this new dude how you do business day to day.
Yep. 100%.
It's got to be a transition
What
period.
Dana White did with the UFC, it sold the UFC. Dana White still stayed on as the president. He still got it. The company moved on.
Yeah.
They cut you a big check. You still get a salary.
Yeah.
You come to work when you feel like it now, for real.
Yeah. Absolutely agree with that.
My whole point about that was you know what I'm saying? We know Michael Jordan can make money. You gave up that spot, dog. It's too hard for us to get that spot.
Because it's bigger than money. And that's
bigger than money.
Yeah.
He was in. He broke in. He was in.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why, like,
as a team owner, not just a little equity, he was in.
Yeah, like they couldn't deny it.
He was the man.
Yeah.
In the state that you grew up in.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And put it all on the line. You know what I'm saying? For that particular moment. And that's what I'm saying. Is like when you sit back and look at it, man, like people succumb to their impulses, you know, over time. That thing that you might procrastinate on, like it can definitely get in there and make everything look accessible. Like make it like you can win everything. This is why you got to know how to take an L. It's great that you did a lot of winning. But if you can't take an L, it's gonna be expensive.
But that's just it. And when you could, but you know what, Vic, I just want to say, like these guys that are at that level,
the game's way different.
Not the same. They don't got. No one could tell them yes or no. They're just at a level where they don't have to listen to you. They don't. They have to listen. For them, it's about when I put my head down at night and what I tell myself. It's unfortunate, but it's true. You can't tell these billionaires anything. They're gonna look at you and go, "And you are."
We can't. But the other billionaires can, because they do got to listen to somebody.
Yeah,
they listen to what they do, and they say, "Hey, let me hold that."
They got a social circus.
Yeah.
They got a
hierarchy.
They got a network that shares certain information. Everybody can't have everybody's phone number. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you can't. You might not have enough billions to talk to a certain person.
Yeah, you're right. But but like I said though, but he had no choice to do what he did according to what the guy just said.
Now that if we go with that theory, that's some bull.
Yep. Yep. Literally.
But I can't blame them. I can't blame them for buying the team when they bought the team.
That's whoever bought the team.
Whoever got them, they hit a link.
That's how you do it. That's some Italian mob loan sharking right there, man.
Yeah.
I let you hold something. You can't pay me back. Let me get that, dog. Let me get that.
You gotta have some collateral.
Like, let me get that.
And the thing is, you have to, in those situations, those people, they scrutinize everything. Like the deals they make, a lot of them don't have no paperwork. Just like, and this is a prime example. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing no promissory note on a bet. You either gonna pay me, or you know what I'm saying, we're gonna deal with it a different type of way.
Right.
You know that these dudes know about Jordan, right? So it ain't nothing for them to say, "Hey, all right, MJ, all right,
yeah." Like,
let me get that, or I'm gonna tell people why you really wear them bell bottom jeans like that. like you were saying, with that much money, they play different than we do.
Yeah,
no, they more ruthless, and they can literally by the time you make it home, people be thinking about you different.
Exactly.
They can do it.
Man,
That's exactly all I was saying. It's like the only people that could tell him that stuff is the people on his level.
yeah, you had to be able to threaten somebody's personal safety to some degree to get a billionaire probably to say, yeah, I take what you're saying seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not even be safety.
Yeah.
If he know some weird shit about Michael Jordan that we don't know,
Assassination. They'll just feed you to the wolves. They just throw.
might not cost him no money. Them Jordans still gonna fly off the shelf, right?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna never be in a position where he can't get no money. They're gonna put them 12s out again, and we ready.
I feel like when you get in that type of position, man, I feel like when you get in that type of position, everybody got something on you. Like somebody got to find a way to have some leverage.
I don't think they.
And what I mean by that, you have to assume.
You ain't got that.
And
everybody got a file.
And what I'm about to say is like, and what I mean is that you have to assume that is the case because somebody somewhere is always gonna this Ava said, "Let me on this show, man." So, but like you have to assume that there's a threat to your, you know what I'm saying, your being in some way, shape, or form, whether it be digital, whether it be, you know, like physical. You have to always have a level of situational awareness, right? So you got to understand when you're playing certain games with certain people, the threats are different. Like, if the money's different, the consequence is different. This is why you can only have what you can afford.
Yeah.
And the minute that you can't, you got to sell it.
I agree with that. 100%.
You got to say something to make it. You got to sell something to make up the difference.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. You can't. You can't afford your team. Guess what? Guess what got to happen?
Yep.
I need the paperwork. Like you have to operate by your word.
Luckily, you got so much money that when you make a mistake like that, you get $2 million for
it. Right.
And we don't know how much money he actually gets either. We know what the team sold for. We don't know how far. We don't know what Jordan Otis got.
But it's safe to say that Jordan's net worth is $2 billion. It's safe to say that.
That made me kind of look at this a little different. If the team is worth 2 point whatever billion, how are you only worth 2.1 billion?
Well, no, the equity in it is $2 billion. I mean, it's not like you're going to get that money,
right? And I think that's what he's saying. The equity was part of his net worth until.
Right.
That means you don't got no cash.
Yeah.
That's what that sounded like to me. Like, where's the cash?
Yep.
But like I said, we can only go off what this guy's saying. We don't know if that's the real deal.
No, we don't know that at all.
Nobody not claiming. We just talking about it like accepting it if it were true.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the
and just looking at the natural progression.
I don't know nothing.
To go. Yeah, I don't know nothing about, you know what I'm saying, that situation.
If you wearing a $2 billion evaluation, and your part of the team is worth that same amount of money, you only worth the team.
Listen, what was that team that I said the one that what's his name was on, that white basketball player that was making a big scene at one time, Slam Duncan. Remember that? And the owner said something racist and all this sort of and he had to sell. Come on, help me out here.
Was it Donald Sterling?
Donald Sterling, yeah, Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
Donald Sterling. I was hoping at that time when the team was up for auction that either, because Oprah had a chance to buy it, Mayweather had a chance to buy it. I was hoping one of them would step in and buy it. I really was hoping to have legitimate
See, the thing, they have to be allowed to buy it. That'd be the thing.
Like they said, they were making an offer, they didn't take it, right? So even if you and I could say they weren't allowed to, but I would have loved for that to buy it, And at that time, for me, it was like, man, I was like, you guys got a chance to finally get in on a team like that. that's doing well, and you couldn't come together and just you buy the damn thing based on how it was being sold and why? Yeah.
Man, look, everybody don't play ball the same way. They just don't. Like
Figure out who get that majority vote. See,
that,
when you in a group of people trying to buy something,
you got to find a way to get in position to buy it.
yeah.
Yeah, like
And somebody gotta take the lead, right? Cool, we a group, but we got to have a spokesperson. And a lot of times you get tripped up before you get to, because I might have put the most money in, but you talk better than I do. You got the network, you got the relationships.
Right.
So, but because
that's
I put
why
the most
LeBron
money
gonna get
in,
there.
he gonna, I'm telling you, he gonna show him how to do it.
Yep. Exactly.
He gonna show him how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, he got a whole team around him, and then he invests.
He gonna show him how to do it, and they ain't gonna have no choice but to let him in.
Yep.
Oh, they'll let him in.
Keep him out.
Yeah, I agree.
If he in, it's good for everybody. Nobody loses if LeBron owns the NBA team.
Yeah. Nobody loses at all.
Nobody loses. Nobody loses.
No. No.
Nobody loses.
100%.
Well, man, it's been a good hour and a half, man. Like, so Antoine, how did you enjoy coming on?
You know what? I loved it. I thought it was a great conversation. I like the pace it was done. It was really a thoughtful conversation. Very thoughtful.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the typical, what usually gets talked about.
Yeah.
But those topics, I enjoy having those topics because I want clarity on that.
Yeah. And see, that's good too, because like if it's useful for you, then that's the whole goal, is to make sure that the audience that pays attention to whatever content we put out is, like being able to participate in the same way. We want to have a decent conversation, man. So
it's like honestly, like when I look at these, like our channel and other channels, not to go off course or anything like that, but it's like we can have these conversations. It's not always about the ratchet shit. We can have these conversations, and we can have these conversations that are in depth, and and have them go into detail that we may know. It doesn't always have to be about the typical of what people tune into or expect to hear, right? And that's the kind of conversations I like. Yeah. And if you're and we speak on solution based, what we honestly think. We're not talking with our feelings.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's why I like when we have our conversations. It brings change about, like, oh shit, these guys are all talking and no yelling yet. No, nobody. What? Like, is that possible?
Yeah, man.
Like, that's what I like. Because you could turn on all that fresh and fit and this, and you guys listen and go, Jesus Christmas, we don't talk like that. Like what? Like, are you kidding me?
No,
like,
ain't an average person, man. So
like, that's not true. All that stuff is not true.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not true. That's why I say these things, because when they bring black people on, it's like, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? And here we are having a conversation that's very important.
Yeah.
That people could think like, hey, I can do it too. I can be a Jordan.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You just gotta have a conversation about the risk and the consequence and not get offended about it, because like we're seeing it happen out real time. So, like we're supposed to be learning from it. That's why it occurs, So
yeah, but that's why it's so important to me. Like when we do the whole sexual discipline talk and all that, it's more of like, listen, this is the way it is, but we got to fix it.
Yep.
When we fix it, we talk about actual solutions. Right? We bring that positive in that, what? One's going to do it. We're not going to dwell on it not being done.
Yeah, like hit the right talking points on it and just move on, man, because you're going to have to deal with it in some way, shape, or form, and you have to accept whatever you understand from it. So,
and that's so important, man. I think the more conversations we have like this about topics that matter, Jesus, man, the better it will be.
Yeah,
better it will be. And I think we have that.
Well, it's time to say goodnight, fellas.
Okay.
Appreciate y'all coming over. And
thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate that.
Hey man, no big deal at all.
Really appreciate it. Andrew, it was nice meeting you, man. You got a
Nice
cute
meeting
little
you too,
daughter
man.
there, man. You got a cute little daughter over there. There it is.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, bro.
Looking for one. I'm looking for one. I'm gonna get one. Don't worry, I'm gonna get one. I will get one.
Getting out of here right now.
That's my mission, man.
Get out of here now.